You can see that now I've got four sides to my tower. I've got my truss, my first truss, my second truss, my first connecting side that I let dry and carefully remove the blocks, made a second connecting side. Now, in the past, we would have called this done 15, 20 years ago. We used to just use this, what we call ladder configuration for our thing. But one time, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but we had some extra days, and I said to my students, hey, why don't you just cut and glue a couple of diagonals here alongside these ladder pieces going horizontally side to side. I was basically just giving them something to do to kind of kill time, and all of a sudden the amount of weight our towers held doubled. So I want you to cut diagonals, and again, cut the angles like you did on your truss, and it doesn't need to match your truss design, but whatever you do on this side, once it's dry, wait overnight, flip it over, and do the exact same thing on this side so that it matches. We've been talking about symmetry this whole time. Once you have diagonals on your two connecting sides, as well as your truss design, then you're going to have yourself a really strong tower. All right, I bet you can barely believe it, but after all that fast motion gluing and cutting, I now have diagonals as well as horizontals on both of my connecting sides. I've got my two original trusses, my first and last name and my period numbers on here. This tower is ready to go to the teacher for safekeeping, and typically what I do is I put it in the office away from other classes that might get into mischief and pick them up and go, oh, this is cool, crunch, oops, sorry. When you're done, let your teacher know. I certainly no longer need this wax paper, and I certainly no longer need this drawing on this board. I can put the board back where they go. Your teacher might want you to hang on to the drawing because he might talk a little bit more about that and discuss your designs. So check with your teacher whether they want you to hold on to just the paper part. So once again, I can get rid of this wax paper, and like that's gone. So, and then if your teacher wants you to hang on to your paper here, you can untape that. Make sure you get all the tape off of the board. Put it back neatly on the pile of boards, which in our case is over by the shelf. Of course, your name is still on this guy here too, so maybe it goes in the period drawer or something, or maybe your teacher just says, no, we're done. Go ahead and throw that thing out. Put the board away, give the teacher your tower, and then you will have a day where you will test you and your classmates' towers to see which one holds the most weight, and whoever holds the most weight gets the 100, and everything else, your grade will be based on things like your measurements and your symmetry, how neat your joints and members are, and then whatever your weight held on your tower is as a percentage, or compared to the class average, I guess, would be the best way of saying that. All right? So I know this was a long and involved project, but nothing really hard about it. There's just a lot of steps to it. Okay? And as we move on through 6th and 7th and 8th grade in middle school, we're getting into more complicated things. And that's what we call learning. All right, so congratulations on finishing your tower. Ask your teacher what they want you to do with it, and congratulations on finishing.